The universe is full of mysteries we might never completely understand, from black holes to dark energy. These elements, however, influence the construct of our universe. Now, you might think that whatever we experience here on Earth is the natural order of things. An object falls when thrown up, and rain falls in the form of water, keeping us alive. But all our beliefs of the universe are based on our existence on Earth, including the flow of time. If you think about it, there is no proof of tomorrow. And the word tomorrow itself is another construct based on how things work here, in this case, the Earth rotating. The idea of time travel seems impossible to us, but yet again, this is according to the rules we define ourselves. If we discovered an alien species in our universe, what is the probability of their estimation of the speed of light being the same as ours? Or their definition of what we define as gravity? Couldn't all this be influenced by the laws of the environment they are in? If you were told to bend a metal rod without physical contact with it or another object, you would probably think of how impossible that is. But if you vibrate or direct sound waves at it at the right frequency, it will even be deformed. As Nikola Tesla once said, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And one of these secrets is time travel. Nikola Tesla, it appears, was also concerned with time travel. He worked on a time machine and allegedly succeeded, claiming, "I could see the past, present, and future all at the same time." Millions of people worldwide are fascinated by the thought that humans can travel through time. Looking back in history, various texts can be construed as evidence of time travel. When Albert Einstein published his theory of relativity in 1905, it caused a stir in the scientific world, posing many concerns such as, is time travel a possibility? But we don't have to think of future technology to answer this. Good speculation that time travel exists comes from another unexpected source, the Bible. In the Bible, the prophet Jeremiah was sitting with a few acquaintances when he noticed a small kid. His name was Abimelech, and Jeremiah told him, "Go out of Jerusalem, there is a hill there, and collect some figs for us." The boy walked outside to gather the fresh figs. Abimelech becomes unconscious after hearing some noise and wind in the air and has a blackout. He awoke after a while and noticed it was nearly dusk. And when he returns to civilization, the city is full of strange troops. He asked what was happening and where Jeremiah and the others had gone. And an elderly gentleman stated, "That was 62 years ago." It's a Bible-based time travel narrative that sounds like a scene from a sci-fi movie. In the 8th century BC, Mahabharata, King Raivata is presented as traveling to the skies to meet with the creator god Brahma, only to return to Earth hundreds of years later. In Japan, the legend of Urashimataro tells of a fisherman who paid a 3-day visit to the protector god of the sea, Raijin, in an undersea palace. When he returns to his fishing village, he discovers he's been gone for 300 years. Perhaps all of these myths drove great intellectuals to strive to discover a means to achieve time travel. A team of scientists from the University of Queensland in Australia had modeled how time-traveling photons would behave, revealing that the grandfather paradox, which demonstrates how time travel is not feasible, might be addressed at least on a quantum level. Basically, if you were able to travel back in time and you accidentally killed your mother before you were born, it means she won't exist for you to exist, meaning you couldn't go back in time, which means your mother lived, and the loop continues. Researchers replicated quantum particles traveling to the past using photons, which are single particles of light. Researchers discovered potentially unusual parts of current physics after researching their activities. However, it appears that Nikola Tesla worked on time travel before current science even considered it a possibility. According to sources, Tesla made a stunning discovery in 1895 that suggested magnetic fields may control time and space. This theory that magnetic fields may affect time and space supposedly led to a series of tests that allegedly gave birth to the famed Philadelphia Project, which was essentially a fake. Or was it? Tesla is said to have worked on the concept of time travel, discovering astounding results along the way. He discovered that the space-time barrier could be altered and accessed using magnetic fields by producing a Trojan horse that finally led to a different time. However, it's still uncertain whether or not Tesla actually accomplished this, as there is no documentation to show, or in this case disprove, that such an event occurred. The only thing we know is that in 1895, a witness saw Tesla in a little coffee shop, looking frightened and concerned. His helper stated that Tesla was nearly electrocuted by a machine while attempting to solve the time travel mystery. Tesla stated that after nearly dying, he found himself in a whole separate time and space window, where he could view the past, present, and future all at once, while remaining within the artificially created magnetic field. Unfortunately, there are no records to support these assertions. However, if Tesla attempted to achieve time travel, he was far from alone. While if time travel was indeed possible, there would be quite several consequences. Would you be able to change the future? There are some theories that explain this, and one of which is the many worlds theory. It says that if you were indeed to travel back in time, none of your actions would affect the present. Rather, you would create an alternate timeline with that outcome. In this case, if your friend goes back in time and accidentally kills your grandfather, he would come back to a universe similar to the one he left, with you in it. Another interesting view of this is the Novikov self-consistency principle. It says that any events of the past cannot be altered. If your friend in this case went back to the past with an actual intention, this time to kill your grandfather, something would and must prevent him from doing so. But how could we achieve time travel? Or what kind of a machine would let you achieve this? And is it similar to Tesla's? A time machine could include manipulating fundamental space-time properties like gravity and quantum physics to build pathways or shortcuts across time. This could necessitate the creation of enormous amounts of energy, unusual forms of matter, or the discovery of previously unknown physical laws. The development or discovery of a stable wormhole, a tunnel through space-time that connects distant locations or points in time, is one possibility. One could conceivably go to the past or future by passing through this wormhole. Another possibility is to manipulate extreme gravitational fields, such as those seen near black holes, or to employ cosmic strings to generate localized time dilation. This time dilation could enable time to pass at different speeds for an individual than for someone outside the field, allowing for time travel into the future. Furthermore, the use of advanced technologies that have yet to be found may enable the manipulation of quantum processes to convey information or things through time. So when it comes to Tesla's claim, it's improbable that simply creating a magnetic field will allow for time travel. Magnetic fields are a key part of electromagnetism with numerous uses in science and technology, but they lack the intrinsic qualities required for manipulating space-time or changing the flow of time. While magnetic fields can interact with charged particles and alter their speed, they have no direct relationship with time manipulation. Rather than relying exclusively on magnetic fields, theoretical models for time travel include concepts such as wormholes, time dilation, and exotic forms of matter or energy and black holes. It's not so evident that Nikola Tesla did indeed travel through time, and as smart a physicist as he was, also considering he was only sleeping for 2 hours a day, we can't be sure what tricks his brain was playing on him. Or maybe he did. We might never know. Even then, maybe we can learn a few things from him, aside from the 2 hours of sleep, that we can and maybe should try to really reason in terms of frequency and energy to study our universe.